Hello everyone. Today I'll be explaining how to go solve this problem, which is asking me to go through these steps to have this output, which is asking the user to enter their name and then their age and writing down the sentence, which is hello, whatever the name is, you are something years older than me. So what I'm going to start by doing is creating a new class, which I already did, and of course writing down the main method, because without a main method, we won't be able to run our program. So the main method is very important. Now after that, I will be writing down creating a class which is called scanner. I'm going to call it scan, or you can call it X or Y or whatever. So what's important is just calling it. So, of course, new scanner system dot in. Now, why did I write system dot in? Is because we will be receiving from the user something. So for us to let the user write down anything, and in this example we want the user to write down their name and their age. So for the user to be able to write down anything, we must create this class called scanner. And of course we will be receiving something. We won't like print anything out. We will receive something. This is why we wrote in. Okay. And of course, for this class to function, we must import it. So what I'm going to write is import Java dot util dot scanner. Now after that, what they asked me to do in this problem is to declare an initialized an integer, which is my age. So I'm gonna write down int whatever x equals to 15. And after that, they asked me to print your name. So in this way, I'm going to be asking the user to print their name. So I'll write system dot out dot print enter your name. Now after that, they asked me to scan the name. So what do they mean by scan the name? This means that they want me, or they actually want the user, we want the user to be able to write their name down. So for them to be able to write their name down, we will make them, so we're going to scan the name. So I'm going to use string. Why? Because the name is made up of letters and it's a string. So I'm going to use string name. I'm going to call it name. You can call it X or Y or anything. And of course, I will write scan. Why did I write scan? Because the name of the class scanner is scan. So I'm going to write scan over here. If it were X, I would have written X, but it's scan. So right now you can use anything. So if it were one word, because I'm expecting one word from them, which is their name, I will write next with, I'm going to pick this one. So if I was expecting a sentence from them, I would have written next line. Now the next step is to print your age, enter your age. So I'm also going to write system.out.print because this is like we will print this sentence. I'm not expecting anything from the user. I am the one who's going to like print it, write it down. So let's enter your age. Now, they also asked me to read the age, or you can say scan the age. It's the same thing. And they also said, assuming that the user's age will always be older than me. So I'm going to be scanning the age, but of course I will use integer, because the age will always be an integer. So I'm going to be calling it age, okay, equals to scan, because as I said, the name of the class is scan. And I'm going to be using next int. Now, at the end, they asked me to print this sentence. So this sentence contains of hello, name, you are something years older than me. Now, the things that will always be stable, or the words that will always be like stable and won't ever change, are hello, you are, and years older than me. Now, the words that will change are the name of the user and the difference between my age and their age. So, of course, if we wanted to like do this, so the word hello will be put between quotation marks because it's going to be stable, and you are will also be put between quotation marks, and years older than me has the same thing. So, of course, we're going to print it. That's why we will use system.out.print. So as I said, we will put hello between quotation marks, and I will collab it or concatenate it with name. Why did I say name? Because the identifier of the data type string is called name. If it were X, I would have written X. If it were something else, I don't know. Like, I'm going to call it according to what I called it over here. So string name, so I'm going to call it name. So and then I will also add you are, and of course between quotation marks because it's always going to be there. And after that, I'm going to add something which is something years older than me. So this is a difference between the age of the user and my age. And of course, to be able to write the difference, I must actually declare and initialize an integer, which is the difference. So right now, I'm going to like do the difference between my age and the user's age. So because I wrote, so because the identifier of int is called age, I'm going to write age. And I'm going to subtract it from x because the identifier of int is x. I'm going to subtract it from my age. And after that, I'm going to add a difference, the difference to the sentence, and also add years older than me, the sentence years older than me. And of course, in a sentence, we don't want the words to stick together. We want spaces, so that's why I'm going to add spaces between every word. So hello and name must not be like stuck together, and same goes to all. And of course, because we want every sentence to be like put on a separate line, so I'm gonna add like print ln too. And at the end, I'm going to close my scanner class. So I'll write scan dot close. And I'm gonna run my program. And I'm gonna write it. And so this is like the sentence and the output, which is what they asked me to. And so we entered the name and the age, and the sentence is, as you can see, there are spaces between every word. And so this is